Okay, let's try this again. Was it paused? I feel like a couple people said it was paused. So are we good? Can you hear me? Are we okay here today? Sorry, I'm hoping it's not like an internet thing. Hopefully it's all good. Are we good now? Can you give me a thumbs up? Yeah, okay. Whew, okay. So this is why I feel like having the comments on is super, super helpful, because you guys all give me feedback and I can know like when we're going on. Anyway, good morning, coffee drinking, blah, 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 all the things. Ball, checking in with the ball again. If you don't have a ball, really, really, really don't worry about it. I know my method is all based on the stability ball, but there's so many different alternatives we can use while we're at home and we're not having access to everything. This is 9 inches, about 80 to 90% blown up. You can use a towel. You can always use this. You can squeeze it in between, and it functions also as support for your knees, for your back, for, you know, kind of anything that feels a little bit uncomfortable if you don't have a super thick mat, you know, for rolling down, rolling up, all of these things. Like, really listen to your body. You know, use this support. You can also use a pillow, like some sort of firm pillow to squeeze. I mean, anything that gives you like a little bit of that resistance that can kind of add there. I'm excited to move again. I'm feeling pretty good today. It's like, I don't know, you know, like yesterday I was feeling like a little, I don't know, down. Maybe it was like the gloomy weather. Today's seeming pretty good. I love you all. I think we should get moving. I just posted something about music, and just to clarify on music, I will not be playing music on my end. I find that it's like a little bit better just to have like it clear and silent. Some people love to move in silence, some like to have music. So the playlist will be for your end in case you wanted to play it kind of in addition to it. So that's kind of what it is. Is it still cutting in and out? Are we good? Can we end pausing a lot? All right, let me try. Is this working better? Thumbs up, are we good? Yes. Okay, it's good. It said pausing because of the app, so I don't know if it's like what's going on. If at some point during this, if it starts like really pausing, just give me like a whole bunch of like crazy, I don't know, comments, and then I'll try to keep my eye on it and so that we can pay attention to it. But let's get started. Grab onto your prop. We are going to start with this today. So we're going to start with a prop between your ankles. Give it a little squeeze and make sure that your heels are directly underneath your hips. I want you to stack all the way up tall, lifting up through the pelvic floor. Just start to reach your hands all the way up to the ceiling, and then you're going to drop your arms down. Let's start to lift it all the way up again. So pulling in the core, drop it down. And then through this movement, I want you to start feeling your inner thighs, your pelvic floor connecting also. And then drop it down. You're going to reach your hands forward. Take your hands backward. Just start to open up your chest. You're going to bend your knees, pulling your hips backwards over your heels, and then pressing it all the way up. So you're going to bend backwards through here, and then lift it up. And I saw someone comment something about connecting more into the quads and the abdominals when you're doing some of these exercises. What I want you to make sure that you're not just bending down like a squat, like you're almost leading with your hips backwards. The weight is over your heels, so it's like your low abdominals and glutes starting this movement. And lift. Immediately you should start to connect kind of in the muscles, start to build up some heat in your body. Let's do 2 more. Lift, let's do 1 more. And lift, and then we're going to bend here. You're going to hold from this position. You're going to drop your arms kind of on a diagonal towards the floor. Start to bend your elbows in, and then reach your hands down. So you're bending it in here, squeezing your shoulder blades, extending it down. So you're pulling the core in, reaching it down. So you're just bending your elbows back and down. So pulling in the abdominals here. If you can, start to feel your obliques, start to feel your inner thighs. Try to watch your knees from rotating inwards. You're still connecting more inner thighs here. 3 more. And down. 2 more. And then 1 more. Good. And then you're going to take your hands back behind you here. Start to reach your hands up in line with your shoulders. So your knees stay bent, but your arms just start to move here. Keeping the core in. Really engage engaging the inner thighs. Try to turn the quads off. Shift your weight backwards over to your heels slightly. And back. You're going to take your arms back, keeping your palms up. Start to pulse your arms up. So you're lengthening out of your neck, keeping the abdominals in, feeling those glutes. Trying not to just lift up with the fingers or the hands. You're really connecting from your triceps. Really nice. 2 more. And then hold your hands up. Start to bend the elbows and then press your arms out. So you're bending through here, pressing it out. Keeping the abdominals in. Relax your neck. Bend it through here and press it out. Good. So you're thinking inner thighs, glutes, arms, warming up, starting to create some circulation in your body as well. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. Reach your hands all the way forward. Now from here, you're just going to take your hands backwards, squeeze your pinkies together, reach your hands out in front of you. So you're holding the position, stabilizing in the lower body, just having your arms move forward and back here. So if you're new to this class, something that I like to think about is as if we're moving in something denser than air. So like you're in a big, I don't know, pile of jello, something that has like a little bit of resistance here. So because we don't have any extra weights, you're kind of creating that own resistance for your body. Pulling the abdominals in, warming up the shoulder blades here. 1 more. Take your hands all the way out from here. Start to take your hands back, open up the chest, reach your hands forward. So you're going back and forward. Good. Keep pulling in the abdominals. And then 1 more. And now you're going to lift up in the hips, start to take your arms back, open up the chest, bend the knees again, reaching your hands out. So pulling the core in here and lifting, and then back. And let's do 2 more. And then back. Last one here. Lift, and then back. You're going to hold your arms there. You're going to open up your feet here. So you're going to start to take your arms out into a T, and then reach the hands forward. So if you can see now, my heels are inwards, my toes are rotated out to the side, but I'm still in that position there where I'm slightly hinged forward. My arms are just going out to a T, and then back, keeping the core in here. And then back. Good. Still squeezing your prop here. So we're not taking the arms all the way back, we're just taking them out into a T. 1 more. All the way forward, you're going to lift your legs all the way up, press your arms back, start to bend your knees slightly as your hips pull back, reaching your hands out. Lift it up through here and back. You keep going. I'm just going to check to make sure that we're not pausing. Are we still here? Is this still working? Huh. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm hoping it's okay. How are we doing? Okay. All right. Sorry. Keep going. I'm not sure what's going on here. Good. Pressing it up and back. 2 more. Holding the abdominals in and back. Let's do 1 more. And then you're going to hold it through here, keep the abdominals in, start to take your arms back, and you're going to turn your palms facing inward, start to do tiny pulses up. Tiny pulses from here. So keeping the core in, stretching out of your neck. I feel like we have a ton of comments. I'm super curious if this is pausing. I hope not. You can give me some thumbs up. If it's not, I apologize. Keep going from here. Let's do 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Hold here. Start to bend your elbows in and then press it back. Bend and press it back. Okay, we're good. And back. So lengthen out of your neck. It's super weird because it doesn't tell me that it's pausing. You know, like for me, it looks like it's still going. So it's kind of tricky in that place. And, all right, all the way back. Let's do 3 more. So keeping the core in. 2 more. And then 1 more. Reaching it back. Take your hands all the way up in front of you through here. Circle them all the way around in towards your body. And then back forward in front of your chest. All the way back. Squeeze. And then forward. So keeping the abdominals in here. And forward. Let's do 2 more. All the way back. And forward. 1 more. Keep pulling in the core. all the way back. Let's lift yourself all the way up through here, and then hinge your way back, taking your hands up in front of you, squeezing the inner thighs, lifting it up, pressing it back. And let's do 3 more. Lift and back, so your weight is still over your heels. 2 more. Up and back. Last one. Lift and back. You're gonna lift all the way up. Let's do 2 arm circles here. 1 more. Good. And then let's make our way onto our knees. So take the ball between your knees. You're going to take it slightly above your knees. If you have any knee issues here, now is your chance to put your towel underneath your knees. We're going to take our hands directly underneath your shoulders, relaxing the toes down, and then check in with your elbows to make sure your elbows are turning forward. So it really opens up your chest. Shoulders are back. Pulling the abdominals in. You're going to bend your elbows, putting your weight down into the floor, and then lift it right back up. So you're squeezing the inner thighs. Start to bend your elbows down. Your chest goes down to the floor. Lift it up. So you're leading with the core, keeping the inner thighs engaged, relaxing the feet here, tiny, tiny dips, and lift. Really checking in with your elbows here to make sure that they're pointed forward. It really allows you to connect into your lats, connect into your triceps, abdominals. And let's do 1 more. Good. We're going to start to tuck your toes underneath. Pull your abdominals in, and you're going to hover your knees up here and hold, and then drop it down. So you're going to lift up and hold. Pull the abdominals in, and then drop it down. So same thing with your elbows. They're facing forward. You're trying not to lock into your joints here. You're trying to really connect into the muscles. Lift it up, lengthen out of your neck. Drop it down. Let's do 2 more. Pull the abdominals in, drop it down. 1 more. Pull the abdominals in here, drop it down. Uncurl your toes. Let's go into a cat and cow. Round all the way up. And then you're going to exhale, pull your shoulders all the way back. And then round up 1 more time, pulling the core in. And then finding your center here, turning your fingers facing inwards. Shoulders are back. You're going to hinge slightly forward. Start to bend your elbows out to the side. And then press your arms up. So now your elbows are kind of facing inward slightly, but still kind of forward, so that they're not turning backwards like this. So you want to pull the shoulders that way. So you're pulling your shoulders back, dipping it down, pushing through the arms and abdominals, squeezing the inner thighs, trying to really build some heat and really feeling my obliques from, I guess, Saturday, Sunday, Monday class. Bend it down. Press it up through here. Good. Let's do 3 more. And up. 2 more. And all the way up. Connect into your glutes as well. Last one. All the way up. Turn your fingers facing forward here. Roll your shoulders back. Make sure your elbows are forward. Start to tuck your toes underneath. We're going to hover your knees up and hold. And then drop it down. So let's hover up and hold, pulling the core and hover and hold. Drop it down. 3 more, really connecting into the core here. Lifting up, dropping it down. 1 more, lifting it up, and then dropping it down. Unfold your toes here. Start to take your left hand out to the side. So you're going to open up into a T, and then you're going to drop that hand down. So we're going to take your right hand out. You're going to open up that side of your body. Drop it down. So you're just kind of opening up. Same thing with the elbows. Make sure that your elbows are facing forward. You're connecting into the muscle here, not the joint. All the way down. I can hear my coffee like moving around in my stomach. It's like, that's how deep like we want the exercises to get, is to like really almost massage your organs. Also, it's like getting that deep. Drop it down. I don't know if you can hear it. Over to the right. Drop it down. You're going to take your arm out to the left here. You're going to squeeze it in towards your body, and then you're going to turn your palm facing up. Start to do tiny pulses here. So your right elbow is facing forward. Abdominals stay in. Tiny pulses. Are we still here? Is it pause? Are we good? Are we moving? I hope we're here. Still connecting into the abdominals here. Tiny pulses up. Good. And let's do 3 more. 2 more. 1 more, hold. Start to bend the elbow and then you're gonna press it back. So your weight is still shifting forward. You're trying not to shift your weight backward here because you'll feel kind of like almost no abdominal. So you really want to shift it forward, keeping the abdominals in. Keep pulling that right shoulder back. 2 more. 1 more. Good. And then drop it all the way down. Roll your shoulders back, connect into the core again. Take your right arm out to the side. You're going to take it back into your body and then turn the palm facing upwards. Tiny pulses up here. So keeping the abdominals in. Keep pulling your neck out long. Think shoulders back. Remind yourself that you have a prop between your legs for a reason, so it's inner thighs, pelvic floor. Flattening the feet. And then hold that arm up. Start to bend the elbow, press it back. Bend and press it back. Keeping the abdominals in. Whew. Triceps are burning also from the last few classes. Let's do 3 more. And back. 2 more. Back. 1 more. And back. Drop that arm down, shifting your shoulders back, rounding the abdominals up. We're going into a cat. We're going to open up your chest all the way up through here. And then we're going to round all the way up, and you're going to pull your weight all the way to standing up on top of your knees. I'm going to face you here. Start to reach your hands all the way up. And then just drop your arms down. Let's do 1 more. Lifting it all the way up, and then dropping it down. We're going to take your hands up to the ceiling. We're going to drop your left hand down. You're going to go up and over to the side. I want you to feel like you're pulling on a diagonal, so you're reaching out through that top arm, using your abdominals to lift right back up. So you're going up and over, stretching it out, lifting up. So as you're going over to the left, your right knee is pressing down to the floor, still squeezing the ball, and lift. Let's do 3 more. Up and over, and lift. 2 more. Up and over, and lift. Last one. You're going to go up and over. You're reaching, reaching, reaching. You're going to hold here. You're going to pull your abdominals towards, you're going to kind of like twist towards the floor as your hips pull backwards. And then you're just going to open up the chest out to here. So you're almost like pulling your hand back. You're pulling your abdominals back, stretching out so that out of the right side of your body and opening it up. So you're rounding back. Pull the core in. Open it up. 2 more. Pulling your arms in. You can almost think of it as if you're like clamshelling your arms. Like it might be an easier way to kind of like feel like you're like, oh, pulling it in here. Opening it up. Lifting up to center here. Dropping down to the other side. You're going to stretch through those arms, go up and over. Pull the abdominals in as you lift it up. So you're trying to pull your fingertips apart from each other, stretch it out. And then use your abdominals to come right back in. How are you feeling? Reach it out. And then lifting it up. So you're really planting that left knee down, up and over. Can you feel your glutes here? Try to relax your toes. Try to feel inner thighs. Obviously obliques and abdominals. And now we're going to go up and over to the side. You're going to hold here. You're going to pull your arms together as you shift your weight over your heels. Open that chest up. Back to center. Pulling the abdominals in. Squeezing the arms. Lifting it up. Pulling it in. So you're going to find your bend over to the side. So it's not necessarily a fold. It's like up and over. Like almost like you have like a big ball that you're trying to like dolphin dive over that way. 1 more. And then all the way up. Reach yourself all the way up. Let's do 2 arm circles. And then we're going to sit down. Take the ball directly in between your knees here. You're going to clasp your feet together. Lift up out of the waist. You're going to drop your shoulders and then slowly start to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Take your hands all the way up over your head. We're going to start to pull your chin in and then slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. So we're going to lift up through here. Let's peel the spine down if you're pregnant or you're having any sort of spinal issues today where it feels like you just don't have that mobility. You can take it halfway down and lift. Let's roll down again. 2 more. So we're using this moment to align your spine back to center. Lift it back up. And one more, connecting in the core, scoop and roll all the way down. And then let's lift right back up. And now you're going to scoop and roll halfway. So you're going to pull the abdominals in here, but open up the chest slightly. You're going to start to do tiny circles. So we're keeping the core in. Remind yourself that you're still squeezing the ball. If you're having any lower back issues here, you can add a little bit of an extra tuck in your core. You can lift up a little bit higher also. You kind of want to find your position where you feel strong, you feel protected, your spine feels like it's still like hanging on from the core. Yeah, we're relaxing the shoulders here, engaging the inner thighs. 2 more. Good. And then we're going to come back to center, scoop and roll all the way down, peeling the spine all the way down. Take your hands up over your head. Pull the chin in. Let's slowly start to lift back up again. And then scoop and roll down here, pulling the abdominals in, shoulders are dropped, and we're going to start to do those other circles in reverse, keeping the core in. Really nice. Kind of a peaceful moment here. Stretch out of your neck as well. Make sure that you're not like looking up too high, gripping through there. Make sure your neck is kind of aligned with your spine. One thing that's kind of good about talking is that it relaxes your jaw. So checking with your jaw to make sure that you're not gripping there. 2 more. Come back to center, scoop and roll all the way down, peeling through the spine. Taking your hands up over your head, let's pull the chin in. Slowly start to lift all the way back up again. You're going to scoop and roll halfway down from here. Again, we're going to take your left arm out. You're going to twist over to the left. Use your abdominals to pull back to center. Let's twist over to the right and back to center. So you're rotating from the belly button up. Your lower half is staying square. You're going to twist. If you need a little extra support, you can grab on underneath your knee as you twist and kind of open up through here. Sometimes it's nice because it gives you like a little bit of an extra moment to kind of open up your chest. It gives you like a little bit of an extra twist. Twist. Back to center. Let's go over to the side. Back to center. 1 more each side. So you're going to twist. Back to center. Over to the right. Back to center. Here, let's scoop and roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Taking your hands up over your head. Pull the chin in. Let's slowly start to lift all the way back up. And then you're going to scoop and roll halfway down through here. You're going to take both arms out. So you're going to open your arms out, pull it back to center. So if you find that your arms are opening too wide, that you're seeing like this happen, like you want to lift up, just take it really small. You can go like right to here. Actively push your arms inwards. So same thing like I mentioned in the beginning where we're working kind of in something denser than air. It's like, you know, adding some extra resistance there. Pulling the core in. Opening it up. Pulling it in here. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. Keep hanging on to the abdominals here. And last one. Come all the way back to center. Scoop and roll down 1 vertebrae at a time, taking your hands all the way up over your head. And then pull the chin in. Let's slowly start to lift right back up. And then you're going to scoop and roll halfway down, pull the core in. We're going to take your arms up slowly and then drop it down. You're going to lift it up. You're going to try to stretch out of your spine. Drop it down. If you notice, I'm not taking my arms all the way up over my head because I find that with that, what wants to happen is you want to go here and you're like, oh, my back. You know, I'm like compromising the form here. So you're lifting it up, dropping it down. So lift it up and think like your spine is like lengthening out as you drop your arms down. So it's almost like an oppositional movement. And keep breathing, deep breaths. There's so many different philosophies on when you should be taking the breath, whether it's on the exertion or the opposite. Just make sure that throughout the movement, you're taking some big inhales, exhaling it all out, staying connected within your body here. Keep squeezing the ball. We're all dying with our abs here. I am. Up. Come back to center, scoop and roll all the way down, taking your hands up over your head. Let's pull the chin in, slowly start to lift back up. And then we're going to slowly roll all the way down. You're going to pull your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug here, rock side to side. And then you're gonna take your knees at tabletop. I'm gonna have you connect your feet so your hips are slightly open. Start to reach your hands up to the ceiling. Ground your pelvis down, pull the abdominals in here. Hands are up. You're gonna start to bend your elbows down. We're gonna try to do a little bit of a reverse push-up here. So as your elbows bend down, your abdominals pull into your spine. You're pushing it all the way up, pulling the abdominals in. So you're going down. If you can, you're almost pulling your elbows so wide that you can feel a little bit of a nerve stretch happening in your arms. Keep the core in. Keep reminding yourself your inner thighs are connecting into that ball. 2 more. And lift. 1 more. Reach your hands up through here. You're going to take your right arm down. Your left hand goes up and over your head. And then you're going to start to pull your fingertips apart from each other. We're just switching arms. Stabilizing in the lower half of your body. The belly button is still pulled into the spine. All the way out. It's a lot of core. Check in with your spine. Make sure you're not arching. If you're having lower back pain, add a little bit of a tuck in the pelvis. All the way out. And then here. And then both hands up to the ceiling. You're going to curl up in the upper body, looking toward your abdominals. Circle the arms all the way down as you lower your head around, all the way around, sorry. Curling up, looking toward your abdominals. Circle them around as you lower your head down here. 3 more. Curling it up. Circling it around, lower it down. 2 more. Curl it up. Oh, abdominals. Circle it around, really opening up those shoulders. Last one. Curl it up. Circling it all the way around. We're going to reverse here. Squeezing the hands in. Start to curl up here. Reaching your hands up as you lower it down. Circle the arms around. Curling up, looking towards your abdominals. Lower it all the way down. Circle it around. Curl and lift. Oh. And then drop it down. The curl is coming from the upper part of your body. Your lower half is staying in neutral. Lower down. 1 more. Curl it up. And then all the way down. Now circle your arms around. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Holy moly. That's intense. All right. Are we still good on not pausing here? I'm going to continue. I mean, if at the end, if this didn't work out, I apologize. Take your knees back up into tabletop. So now you're going to squeeze your knees together. Feet are going to be together. Let's take the ball over onto your left knee. You're going to press it into your knee with your right hand, but your shoulder is going to stay dropped. Extend your left arm up. We're going to reach that right leg up through here. You're going to drop the leg down as you stretch out of that left arm. Start to bend the knee in as your left arm goes down through here. So you can keep your head down here. And then bend it in. So you're stretching it out, bending it in. So now your right arm is evenly pressing in on your knee. If you have no prop here, just take your hand onto your knee. You're stretching it out, pulling the abdominals in. And let's do 3 more here. A lot of abdominals. 2 more. And then in. And 1 more. All the way in. Let's extend your right leg up. Take your left arm up through here. You're going to externally rotate slightly. If your leg is down here, no big deal. Find your position with your neutral pelvis. Take your right leg out to the side. Take your left arm out to the side. And then pull it back to center. So find that moment where you're like, this is the position where I can still hang on. And I'm pulling it back to center. So I'm going here. Back to center. Connecting into my inner thigh. Into my obliques, allowing my neck a little bit of a break here too, opening it up, back to center. Let's do 1 more. Back to center. Drop that foot down, drop your other foot down, and then take your prop underneath your foot, that leg that was just up, which is the right leg. Your foot is going to go here. Arms go out to your side. You can press your arms down to the floor. We're going to make sure that your feet are in line with your hips here. You're going to slowly start to tuck and lift all the way up. So your hips are going to stay up high. Lengthen out of the top of your neck. You're pressing into your left heel and then swoop and roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Rolling through. Let's lift up again. Start to tuck and lift all the way up. leading with your core, opening up the chest, and then scoop and roll all the way down. You can keep your arms out so you can kind of press down to the floor. Articulate through. Let's lift up through here. And then scoop and roll all the way down. Let's do one more. Start to lift all the way up. You're going to keep your hips up high here. Press down into your arms and lengthen out of your neck a little bit slightly. You're going to dip down and then lift it up. So you're light on the ball, light on the pillow, all the props there, pressing down into your left heel and then lift. So you're going down and lift. Very tiny. And lift. So keeping the core in here, lift. Let's do 3 more. And lift. 2 more. And lift. Let's do 1 more. Lift all the way up, open up the chest, scoop and roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. You're going to grab onto the ball. Take the ball into your left hand over onto your right knee. Press it through here. Take your left knee into tabletop, right hand up to the ceiling. You're going to stretch out through that left leg as you reach your right arm up and over your head. Start to draw the knee in as your arms come down. So you're keeping your spine nice and flat, trying to stay in neutral pelvis. I find that with a lot of these movements where I'm like laying flat in neutral pelvis, like the feeling in the abdominals is so hollow, like you're really tapping into that deeper level. We want you to try to get there. So you're really stretching it out and then pulling the core in also. So it's like an extra little deep connection within your body. Stretch it out. Check in with this left shoulder, make sure it's not aggravating. It's like pressing in with the tricep and the lat. 2 more. Reach it out. And then 1 more. Stretch it out. Back to center here. Take your right hand up, left leg up, externally rotate very slightly in that left leg. You're going to open it up out to the side, open your right arm out. Ooh, this side's so much more challenging. Pull that right shoulder back also. Very tiny. You're connecting into the core, opening it out, pulling it back to center. Let's do 3 more. And then up. 2 more. Open. It's also really great for some circulation in that top leg. And then back. Let's just do 1 more here. Open it up. Back to center. And then drop that foot down. Let's take the ball underneath your left foot, laying all the way down through here. Now the weight is into your right heel, pressing your arms down. Slowly start to tuck and lift all the way up. Your hips are going to go all the way up high, open up the chest, and then scoop and roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Ooh, wobbly. Press into your right heel, start to tuck and lift up. Are we good? Are we still here? I'm seeing some words, but I can't read it. Give me some thumbs up. Slowly roll all the way down. And then start to tuck and lift all the way up. Pressing into that right heel, hips lift up high, reaching out of the shoulders. And then scoop and roll all the way down, peeling through the spine. 2 more, all the way up. Lift it up through here. And then scoop and roll down. 1 more. Let's stay all the way up. Hips are going to lift up nice and high through here. You're going to dip down and then lift it up. So your weight is in your right heel. And lift. Dip. And lift it up. So keeping the core in, reaching out of your arms, lift. Doing timing here, lift. 2 more. And lift. 1 more. Lift all the way up, open up the chest, scoop and roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Grab onto your ball. Let's take the ball between your knees. Grab on behind your knees if you're pregnant, if you feel like you can't do these roll-ups today, no big deal, but we're going to do some rolling like a ball. Slowly start to lift up. You can also hold this position if you don't want to roll back. You're going to scoop and pull the abdominals in, rocking back onto your shoulders and lifting it up. So use this moment as a way to connect into your core while aligning your spine back straight here, because we did a lot of isolation, pulling the shoulders back, rocking it back, lifting it up. Let's do 2 more. Lift. 1 more. And you're gonna lift it up through here. You're gonna reach your arms all the way out. Start to take your hands behind you. We're gonna go onto your elbows, keeping your, ooh, I pulled my mat. Keeping yourself lifted up off your shoulders. Squeezing the ball, you're gonna rotate the knees over to the right, so you're gonna get a nice little twist out of the body. Pull your abdominals back to center. Let's go over to the left. So you're staying lifted up off the shoulders, keeping the core in, trying to keep a neutral pelvis here as well. Twist and lift. Let's go over to the other side. And lift. We're going to go into a circle, so you're going to go over to the right. You're going to drop it down to the floor, over to the left, and lift it back to center. So try to lift up as much as you can. We're going to go circle to the left, drop it down, lift, up to the right. So you're not really lifting up your hips too much, like you're maybe lifting it up just a tiny bit when you go to the opposite side. Dip it down. How are we feeling? Our abdominals feeling. Try to relax the jaw as much as possible here. Stay lifted up off the shoulders. Circle it around and lift. And then circle it around and lift. We have one more on each side. Stay lifted up here. Circle it. Inner thighs, pelvic floor, abdominals. One more. Deep breaths. All the way up. You're going to drop your feet down, start to press yourself up onto your arms. We're going to flip over to the side. I'm just going to do a quick check-in. Are we good? It's so bizarre when I can't see if it's pausing. I wish it would say pausing or something, you know, really aggressively like that. Squeeze the ball. We're going to go over onto your left arm. So the positioning is this. You're going to twist down onto the floor. Okay, you're going to pull your shoulders back. Your arms are going to be in line with your shoulders here. I want you to lift the hips up through here. So you're squeezing the ball. You're pulling your shoulders back. Your hips are lifted. We're going to press into your arms. You're going to pull the abdominals in. You're going to press your arms kind of like up over your head. And then we're going to dip it down. So your arms are in kind of a goalpost position. They're separate here. Pulling the core in. And then pressing it down. And my feet are connected. The prop is between my knees. I'm finding the lift coming from my left oblique, lifting it up, and you're still stretching out of that right knee. And let's do two more. If you're heavily pregnant, you can twist this way. Do some lifts like this so you don't have to get too much of a twist and rotation in the spine. Also, if you have any sort of scoliosis, that prevents you from doing as aggressive of a twist here. Lift. And down, one more. Lift. And down, you're going to shift your weight onto your left arm. You're going to start to open your right arm up. So now my whole body is in one straight line here from my knees to my shoulders. I'm going to lift up here. I'm going to start to scoop my right arm down and rotating down to the floor. And then opening back up parallel to my body. So I'm scooping it down, twisting down to the floor, opening it up here, pulling the core in. So rotating down, squeezing the ball, and lift. Let's do three more. Still trying to stay lifted up off that left shoulder. In order to lift up off that left shoulder, you have to remind yourself that the lower part of your body is still lifting. So the left side of your obliques and transverse abdominals are still lifting up here. Hold through here. You're going to take your arms up over your head as you're lifting your hips up. Go back down into the side. So you're not dipping down in the shoulder, you're just lifting up through here and then holding right here. Let's lift it up, so pulling in the core and then down. And let's do two more. Lift it up, pulling your hands together. One of my favorites. One more. Pulling the core in. And then you're going to twist down to the floor. Take yourself into a child's pose. Reach your arms out and take your right hand underneath your left arm. Get a nice twist over to the left. I'm going to flip over so you can see the other side. But hold your stretch for a second. And then we're going to flip over onto the opposite side so your hands go in line with your shoulders here. Check in with your shoulders. Shift your weight forward and your knees are going to now rotate over to the left. Okay, so if at this point your spine feels too rotated, remember you're going here, okay? Shoulders are back. Pull the abdominals in, squeezing that ball. You're going to lift your hips up and then drop it down. So let's lift it up. You're connecting your feet. The ball is there to allow your hips to stay in line with your knees so that you're not kind of grinding into your joints here. Also to connect to inner thighs and pelvic floor. 2 more. Relax your toes. 1 more. Lift. And then down, you're shifting your weight onto your right arm. You're starting to open up out to the left. Pulling the core in through here, you're going to kind of scoop this arm down. You're rotating your upper body down to the floor. Open it up. So everything stays in line. It's just from your belly button up, rotating down. My left arm is not tapping the ground. If this is your rotation, it's totally fine. Feel your rotation on your spine. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of work to add some of that extra mobility. It's also day to day, might change. You might find that like your spine feels a little stiff one day from the next. Like out of breath as I'm talking to you. Pull the abdominals in and lift. Deep breaths also. 1 more. Twist it down. And lift. You're going to hold here. You're going to lift your hips up, pull the core in, and then drop it down. So the movement does not start with the arms here. Your abdominals lift up, and naturally your arm wants to come up and over and give yourself that extra little stretch. Drop it down. 3 more. Lift it up. Drop it down. 2 more. And lift. And down. Let's do 1 more here. Lift. Pull the core in. Pull, pull, pull. Oh. And down. We're going to rotate down to the floor. Take your child's pose. Reach your right arm out. Take your left hand underneath. Stretch it all the way out. Okay. All right. Are we good? Are we still here? Seeing some highs. Okay. All right. We're going to go over onto your left side, so we're going to keep going right, left, right, left. We're going to go back onto your left side. You're going to take the prop underneath your left knee. If you don't have a prop, that's fine. You can take this bottom leg down onto the floor. But I want you to watch what's happening with this knee. I want to try to keep the knee in line with your hip, okay? So we're going to go prop yourself up onto your left elbow here. We're going to find enough space so that you can lift up through the core. If you can notice, my feet are lifted up off the ground. This arm can go onto your hip. You're going to press out through this hip to make sure that we're not going here. You're stretching it out, pulling the abdominals in, and then start to hover this top knee up, and then drop it down. So you're going into like a little bit of a clamshell. You're lifting up here, drop it down. Your soul holds up into the abdominals. That is almost very little weight on this left arm. That also takes a little practice too. So if you're feeling it in the arm too, don't worry about it. Just remind yourself, core is at this, center of all of these movements that you really want to make sure that you're trying to tap into here. Lift. If you also need some extra support, you can take your arm here, lift up like that, and down, and lift. Kind of a nice movement here. If your neck starts to aggravate at all, you can turn down, just drop it down through there, but try not to allow your shoulders to go with you. Lift. I hear my husband vacuuming downstairs. Lift, drop it down. Good, tiny lifts here. How are we feeling? 2 more here. It's surprisingly a lot of oblique and lower abdominals here. We're going to start to add a little bit more glute stuff, really try to tap into this area. And then we're going to hover your knee up here and hold. You're going to start to extend that leg all the way out, so stretching through your body, start to draw the knee in. So your knees aren't going to touch here, you're stretching it out, drawing it in. Really lengthening out of this whole side of your body. Draw it in. If this side of your neck starts to aggravate, drop your arm down here. You can go light on your fingertips. You can notice I'm almost not even touching. I'm just relaxing this side of my shoulder. Reach it all the way out. And let's do 3 more. All the way out and in. 2 more. You want to try to keep your spine nice and straight. 1 more. Stretch it out here and hold tiny pulses up with that leg. Keep pulling in the core. Tiny pulses. Keep lifting up through here. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And then you're going to hold. You're going to draw very tiny circles with this leg. Tiny, tiny circles. Ooh, side leg, glute, abdominals here. 3 more, 2 more. Last one, reverse the circle, very tiny, we're doing 5 and 4, 3, 2, and last one. You're gonna drop it all the way down. You're gonna lay your body all the way down through here. So I want you to just relax your head down, pulling in the core, you're lifting up, you're trying to stay in one straight line, and now you're gonna hover this leg up and then tap it all the way down. So you're internally rotating here, you're lifting it up, dropping it down. So you're still pulling into your oblique, you're lifting it up, dropping it down, give your neck a little rest here, lift, drop it down. Let's do 3 more, and then down, 2 more. Last one here, 1 more, and then you're gonna hover your leg up. I want you to just start to bend your knee in, stretch it out again, but stretch out of your left fingertips, bend the knee in, stretch it out, bend it in, stretch it out. Let's do 3 more, and out, 2 more. Think length out of your toes, think lengthen, 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 lengthen. 1 more, all the way out. Woo, drop that leg down, let's lay over onto your back. Deep inside of that glute, take your right knee into your chest, stretch out of your left leg, you're gonna cross your right leg over your left, give it a little pull into your body. Stretch out through that right hip flexor, you can press the hip, press the hip all the way down. And then let's cross your left hand over your right leg, get a nice twist over to the right, just stretch. And then let's lift up, let's go over to the other side. Are we good? It's so strange, I feel like it's pausing. No! All right, take the ball underneath your bottom knee. All right, let's go, actually we have to go, yeah, we're gonna start there, go there. Prop yourself up onto your right arm. You're gonna squeeze the knees together here, check in with your body, lift up out of here, pulling the core, and let's take your hand onto your hip. You can start here, you can turn down, wherever you feel most comfortable here. Just check in with this side of your body, make sure you're lifted. I'm gonna start here because they started there on the other side. Squeezing your feet, start to open up that top knee, and then drop it down. So you're lifted up, dropping it down. And when you sink down from here, it's not necessarily that you're not gonna feel it in your glutes. So it's not really like if you feel it in your glutes, that's not gonna tell you that you're doing the proper lift here. What you're gonna start to feel is you're gonna start to feel kind of like this area work as you start to lift your abdominals up. So the more you can try to lift up there, it kind of changes the movement into like a little bit equal full body parts rather than just the glutes. So lift up out of there as much as you possibly can, really try to connect in through here. Lift and lower. Sometimes it's nice to also go this, like I don't know, there's something about like almost like pulling your body up where you're like, oh, I can connect there again too. There's so many different arm positions that you can find that help you, like just feel it in a different way, you know? Let's do 1 more. And now you're gonna hover your knee up in line with your hip here. Start to extend that leg all the way out. You're gonna bend the knee in. So you're gonna stretch it all the way out, bend the knee in. I need just a little bit more space here. Also, if you're having if you're finding that this hip is kind of, I'm feeling a little bit too much pressure on the hip, grab your towel. You can put it underneath your hip here too. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. And the last one, you're gonna stretch it all the way out, do tiny pulses up. I'm gonna drop this hand down because I did on the other side, keeping the core in here. You can drop your neck down, reminder if that starts to aggravate. And then start to do tiny circles. Tiny, tiny circles. Keeping the abdominals in here. The circles come from your hip and not your foot. So make sure that the circles kind of come from your hip joint here. Stay lifted up. 2 more. And then let's reverse the other way, tiny circles. Stay lifted up out of the core. Woo. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. Stay lifted here, 1 more. Drop it all the way down. You're gonna stretch this bottom arm down, so really lengthen out of that neck. You can feel kind of the stretch coming here, pull the ribs in, lift up in the core. You're gonna lift this leg up and then tap it down to the floor. So you're gonna see how it's internally rotating. You're gonna feel this side of your body kind of stretching out. Lift, lower it down. Lift it up, drop it down. Really nice. And let's do 3 and 2 more. Try not to power through these. Try to really feel your entire body controlling the movement. The quicker you make it, the less effective it actually is. It'll raise your heart rate up a little because it's fast, but it's not going to really connect into those muscles, and it won't be as effective in terms of strengthening. So lift it all the way up, hold here, start to bend the knee in. Think abdominals, press it all the way out. Bend the knee in, think you're contracting in the abdominals here, lengthening it out. Let's bend it in, stretching it out. Let's do 3 more. And out. 2 more. How are our hips feeling? And out. 1 more. All the way out. Drop it down. Let's lay over onto your back. Take your left knee into your chest. Cross your left foot over to your right side. Give it a little pull. Stretch out of that left hip. You're going to cross your right hand over your left knee. Twist over to the left, or over to the right, and look over to your left. And then let's lift up through here. You're going to take the ball between your heels here. Take your knees nice and open. Lift up out of the abdominals. Just start to reach your hands backwards here. We're going to round the abdominals forward, pulling in the core. Stretching the arms back as you lift all the way up. Pulling in the abdominals, really rounding forward. Lifting up through here. Pulling it forward, reaching it out. Open it up. 2 more. Rounding forward. Lift it up. This is one of my favorites. Really open up the hips here. 1 more. Open up. And you're going to round forward, reaching your hands out. Start to tuck your toes underneath. We're pressing yourself out into a plank. Make sure your elbows are forward, shoulders are back. You're squeezing between your inner thighs, bending your knees, pressing through your arms. Open up the chest. Bending it back. Open it up. So feel how we usually do this movement in the beginning of the class. Feel how much stronger your body feels here since we've connected into so many pieces, so many muscles. Let's do 2 more. All the way out. 1 more. All the way out. You're going to lift up into a pike, pressing through your arms, squeezing the inner thighs, rolling through the body. Pull the shoulders back. Lifting up, pressing into the chest, rolling through, and back. 3 more. Lift it up, rolling through. 2 more. Rolling through. Last one. Rolling through. Start to bend your knees. Sit back into a child's pose. You're going to pull the chin in through here. Slowly start to roll the body up. You're going to lift up through here. Let your head be the last piece. And then you're going to go onto your knees. Take your right leg out to the side. Take the ball over to your right leg. You're going to go up and over, get a nice big stretch here. You're going to pull your weight backwards. You can stretch over to the side. You can kind of roll both arms out. And let's lift up here. Let's switch over to the other side. Go up and over, stretching out. Pulling your weight this way, rolling it out, stretching through that right arm. Opening back up. Come back to center. Let's lay on your ball. If you're pregnant, I don't want you to do this because we're going to be laying on top of your prop. You can take your pillow here. Open up your knees. Drop your head down. Just lay all the way flat on top of your ball. It's going right into your pelvic floor. Pelvis. You're just going to relax down on top of here. Just take a couple moments here. You can start to kind of like massage your body on the ball. You're going to kind of roll through your digestive tract a little bit from one side to the next. Reverse the circle. And then prop yourself up onto your forearms. You're going to tuck your toes underneath. Just start to roll, like rock forward onto your arms, onto your toes. And you walk yourself backwards. Allow the ball to kind of massage up to your stomach. Let's go forward through here and back. Let's do one more. And back. And then let's lift up. I think I'm still good on timing. Let's take your feet directly underneath your hips. Soften the knees. Grab onto your elbows and let your head drop all the way down. And keep your knees slightly bent. Nod your head. Shake your head. Release the arms down to the floor. You're going to slowly start to articulate the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Let your head be the last piece. Since we didn't get to any leg inversion at the end, how are we doing? Did it pause? I hope it was good. You can take your legs up on a wall. I love ending with a leg inversion. So because we didn't take the hips up on the ball, you can always take this extra moment to place the ball underneath your tailbone. Like this. I'm still watching my countdown, just in case. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Toes apart, heels together. Point, flex, squeeze, point, flex, squeeze. All of these. Okay, flex, point, squeeze, flex, point, squeeze. You can do that whole thing. Go into a hip flexor stretch and a hip flexor stretch. Okay? Drop the feet down, lift up, roll it down, and then you can take your feet up against a wall. So that's kind of like a very quickie way just to make sure that we can get this saved. Thank you all so much. I would love some feedback on what was going on with the pausing. So if you did find that it was like pausing all the way throughout, can somebody just send me a message so I can figure that out? My app has been really weird also, so maybe I need to re-download. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's our express class with no props, 11:15. I think I'm adding an extra express on Thursday. But you know, I'll keep you all updated. Thank you. I love you all so much. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.